The 19th of November, 2026, 12 years of Rockstar studying what went wrong with GTA 5 and rebuilding every single piece of it from the ground up. This week, we broke down 6 of the biggest angles on this game. 6 topics, 1 video, everything you need to know before November. Starting with the one nobody saw coming. Rockstar didn't just build a game, they built a world designed to make you feel broke, on purpose. Open your phone right now. Scroll Instagram for 30 seconds. You'll see a yacht, a supercar, a beachfront villa, someone living a life that looks completely disconnected from anything you're dealing with today. That feeling, that specific mix of aspiration and quiet frustration is exactly what Rockstar built Vice City around. And GTA 6's economy isn't just going to make you feel that inside a video game. It's going to make you feel it harder than the real thing does, on purpose. Here's what everyone gets wrong about GTA 6's setting. They see Florida and think sunshine, beaches, party culture. A fun backdrop for chaos and crime. But Rockstar didn't pick Florida because it's pretty. They picked it because it is one of the most economically extreme states in America, billionaires on Miami Beach and generational poverty 20 minutes inland. Influencer culture built on top of a working class that can't afford rent. Luxury condos going up in neighborhoods that are actively flooding. Florida is the wealth gap made physical, and Vice City is Rockstar's satirical version of exactly that. The economy they built inside GTA 6 isn't just a game mechanic, it's a mirror, and the reflection is going to be uncomfortably familiar for anyone under 30 watching this right now. And when we get to the in-game social media system, specifically how wealth gets displayed inside the world of GTA, 6 inches real-time, that's the part that stops feeling like a video game and starts feeling like a documentary about the life you're already living. Stick with me, because this one gets uncomfortable. To understand how different GTA 6 feels, start with what GTA 5's economy actually was. Fixed prices, stores that never ran out of stock, a world that didn't change regardless of what you did to it. You could burn down a neighborhood and come back 10 minutes later to find everything exactly as it was. Same prices, same businesses, same NPCs, acting like nothing happened. The economy in GTA 5 was decoration. It existed to give you things to spend money on. It had zero relationship with the world around it. GTA 6 is reportedly being built on a dynamic pricing system, where property values, vehicle prices, and weapons fluctuate based on in-game crime rates, your actions, and events happening across Leonida. Cause enough chaos in a wealthy district and property values drop. Complete a major mission that shifts power in the city and the market reacts. The world has economic memory in a way GTA 5 never came close to. Rockstar reportedly built a custom internal simulation tool specifically to test inflation, scarcity, and neighborhood collapse before implementing the system into the game. That's not a game mechanic, that's an economic model. Quick stop, because I want to know this before we go further. When you boot up GTA 6 on day 1, what's the first thing you're grinding for? The mansion, the supercar, the yacht, the business empire? Drop it in the comments right now. Because by the end of this video, that answer is gonna tell me something about you that goes way beyond GTA. Now back to the economy. Here's where the satire becomes impossible to ignore. Leonida Rockstar's fictional Florida is built around the same wealth polarization as the real state. The confirmed locations alone tell the story. Luxury waterfront Vice City on one side, the Leonida Keys, grass rivers, rural poverty corridors on the other. The characters Rockstar chose to center the story around aren't billionaires. Lucia starts the game coming out of prison. Jason is running drugs through the Keys. The supporting cast, Brian, Raul, are smugglers and bank robbers. These are people at the bottom of the wealth gap looking up at the top. And the world they're moving through is deliberately designed to make that gap feel enormous. Waterfront mansions, super yachts, luxury cars parked outside clubs, an influencer class that has turned Vice City into a content backdrop. Rockstar isn't just setting a crime story in Florida. They're building a world where the motivation for every crime is legible, because the thing you're chasing is visible everywhere you look and completely out of reach when you start. And here's the mechanic that makes all of it hit differently than any GTA before it. The in-game social media system. NPCs in GTA 6 pull out their phones and film what's happening around them. Those recordings get posted to an in-game social media platform built directly into the world, a TikTok and Instagram Reels equivalent, running inside Vice City in real time. Now think about what that means for the wealth gap specifically. The same platform that films your crimes trending is the same platform where the Vice City influencer class is posting their yachts, their cars, their beachfront parties. You are committing crimes to survive or to climb, and the world around you is broadcasting wealth constantly, on the same feed, in the same city. That is not a game mechanic. That is the Instagram experience recreated inside a crime simulator. And for anyone who has ever felt that specific frustration of watching someone flex a lifestyle that feels completely disconnected from their own reality, GTA 6 is going to recreate that feeling with the volume turned all the way. Up. Rockstar didn't build that by accident. They built it because it's funny and uncomfortable and true. That's the economy, designed to make you feel the gap. But here's the question nobody asks. How much did it actually cost Rockstar to build a world this detailed? The answer is a number so absurd it almost doesn't feel real. $1 billion. And we tracked exactly where every dollar went. $1 billion. That's not a marketing budget. That's not a number someone made up to generate headlines. That is the conservative, analyst verified, IGN reported estimate of what Rockstar has spent building GTA 6, making it almost certainly the most expensive video game ever created. For context, GTA 5 cost $265 million, the game you've been playing for 12 years. The game's still running today with millions of active players. GTA 6 cost 6 times that. So the question isn't whether Rockstar overspent. The question is, what did they actually build with it? Here's what most people get wrong about this number. They hear $1 billion and think it's corporate excess, executives flying private, marketing budgets inflated to sell pre-orders. But here's the reality. Rockstar CEO Strauss Zelnick has repeatedly confirmed that GTA 6 is being built by hand. Every building, every street, every neighborhood. His exact words: "These tools may help you create assets, but that won't help you create hits. No generative AI shortcuts, no procedural generation copy-paste." Nearly 7,500 developers across 11 studios, twice the team that built Red Dead Redemption, 2 spending years crafting a world detail by detail. That $1 billion didn't disappear into a boardroom. You can see every dollar of it in what this game is actually doing. And when we get to the NPC and AI systems section of this video, specifically what Rockstar built underneath the surface of Vice City that nobody is talking about, that's when the budget starts to make complete sense. Because the most expensive part of GTA 6 isn't what you can see, it's what's running invisibly underneath everything you do. Let's break this down. Start with the people, because this is where the budget begins. GTA 6 is being built by nearly 7,500 developers spread across 11 Rockstar studios worldwide. New York, London, San Diego, Toronto, India, Edinburgh. Every single division, Rockstar has all of them pointed at one game simultaneously. To put that in perspective, Red Dead Redemption 2, which is still considered one of the most detailed open worlds ever built, was made by roughly half that team. The largest single group, over 1,600 developers, at Rockstar India alone, has been responsible for building the beach areas of Vice City. Not the whole city, the beach. 1,600 people on the beach. That is the level of human investment behind every single corner of this map. And here's where the budget conversation gets genuinely uncomfortable for other game studios. When you factor in marketing, live service infrastructure, and post-launch support, some projections push the total investment toward $2 billion. One analyst put it as high as $3.4 billion over the full life cycle. For comparison, Horizon Forbidden West, one of Sony's biggest first-party titles, cost $212 million. The Last of Us Part 2, $220 million. GTA 6 makes those budgets look like indie projects. But none of that matters if the money wasn't spent on the right things. So let's look at exactly what it built. The most visible place the budget went is the world itself. Leonida Rockstar's fictional Florida is confirmed to potentially be double the size of GTA 5's map. But the size isn't what cost the money. The density did. Over 700 enterable interiors, hand-built. Every room, every building, every business individually designed rather than copy-pasted from a template. In GTA 5, you could walk into a handful of buildings that actually mattered. In GTA 6, the entire city is accessible. The physics engine running underneath all of it, Rage 9, introduces real-time water simulation, procedural glass destruction, weight mechanics, and environmental detail that responds to player interaction in ways no GTA game has ever attempted. Rockstar CEO called it building by building, street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood. And with 7,500 people working on it, that's exactly what they did. $1 billion. Hand-built, building by building. But here's what Rockstar spent all that money understanding who is actually going to play this game. And the answer reveals something about GTA 6 that nobody in gaming is talking about. This isn't just the most expensive game ever made. It might be the first major game ever built around how an entire generation actually thinks. Here's a number that should make you uncomfortable. 73% of young adults aged 18 to 24 believe social media negatively affects their mental health. They believe that. And then they spend an average of 4+ hours a day on it anyway. That tension, knowing something is hurting you and doing it regardless, is the defining psychological paradox of Gen Z. And Rockstar just built an entire game around it. Here's what most people think when they hear GTA 6 described as a game built for Gen Z. They picture flashy graphics, short missions, quick dopamine hits, content designed for people who can't focus for more than 8 seconds. That's not what this is. What Rockstar actually built, and this is is the part that's genuinely fascinating, is a world that reflects the specific psychological reality of being young in 2026, not the aesthetics. The psychology. The in-game social media system where crimes go viral. The wealth gap baked into every corner of Vice City. The protagonists who are structurally locked out of legitimate success and have to decide what that means for them. Every one of those design choices maps directly onto documented Gen Z research, and the alignment is too precise to be accidental. And when we get to the authenticity section of this video, specifically how GTA 6's confirmed NPC and world systems mirror the single most important value, Gen Z research consistently identifies that's the authenticity connection that makes this whole argument click into place. Because it's not just that GTA 6 reflects Gen Z, it's that GTA 6 might understand this generation better than most games, platforms, or brands that are explicitly trying to reach them. Let's break it down. Start with the most obvious connection because it's also the deepest one. Gen Z is the first generation to grow up entirely inside social media. They don't use it as a communication tool. They use it as infrastructure for identity, for information, for purchasing decisions, for how they understand what's happening in the world. Research consistently shows Gen Z treats social platforms the way previous generations treated television or the telephone, not as optional, but as the default way reality is processed and shared. 46% of Gen Z prefers social media over search engines for finding information. Nearly 95% of Gen Z in the US are active on at least 3 platforms simultaneously. Now, look at what Rockstar confirmed for GTA 6. NPCs pull out phones and film crimes as they happen. Those recordings get posted to an in-game social media platform in real time. Events trend. Law enforcement responds to public awareness. Your actions don't just have immediate consequences, they have viral consequences that persist. This isn't a gameplay mechanic designed to look cool in trailers. This is a game mechanic that mirrors exactly how Gen Z already experiences the real world, where everything can be filmed, shared, and spread before you've had time to process what just happened. The in-game social media system doesn't feel alien to a 20-year-old in 2026. It feels like Tuesday. Now here's the connection that goes deeper than social media. Gen Z is the first generation statistically likely to be worse off financially than their parents. Housing costs have outpaced wage growth by decades. Student debt is at historic levels. The wealth gap between the top and bottom of the economy is the widest it has been in modern history. And Gen Z is entering adulthood at the bottom of it, with a perfect view of the top. Research shows 64% of Gen Z say they care more about mental well-being than financial growth, and 58% would take lower pay for better work-life balance. They've watched millennials hustle themselves into burnout without the promised outcomes and decided not to repeat the pattern. Now look at what Rockstar confirmed for GTA 6. Lucia starts the game coming out of prison. Jason is doing favors for his landlord's drug operation in exchange for free rent paid in home-cooked cocktails and a place to sleep. Both protagonists are structurally locked out of legitimate success in a world that displays wealth constantly and delivers it to almost nobody. Rockstar didn't accidentally set GTA 6 the most wealth-polarized state in America, with the most economically squeezed protagonists in franchise history, during the precise cultural moment when Gen Z is living that exact experience in real life. The emotional logic of Lucia and Jason's starting position is legible to this generation in a way Michael, Trevor, and Franklin's weren't, because in 2013, the wealth gap was an observation. In 2026, for Gen Z, it's a lived reality. Now the deepest connection. And this is the one that explains why GTA 6 is going to resonate with this generation on a level previous GTAs simply couldn't reach. The single most documented value in Gen Z research across marketing studies, sociological research, platform behavior analysis is authenticity. Not just preferring authentic content, actively rejecting what they perceive as performative or manufactured. Research shows Gen Z can identify inauthenticity in media, advertising, and culture faster than any previous generation, and their response is immediate disengagement. Over half of Gen Z say social content feels more relevant when it's authentic. They feel closer to creators than to actors. User-generated content outperforms polished brand content by significant margins with this audience specifically because it feels real rather than constructed. Now look at what Rockstar confirmed for GTA 6. The in-game social media system runs on user-generated content, NPC-created recordings of real events happening in real time. It isn't a broadcast system. It's a participatory one, where the content comes from what's actually happening in the world. The protagonists are not aspirational power fantasies. Jason is working for free rent. Lucia is on an ankle monitor. They are not invincible. They are not wealthy. They are two people navigating a system that wasn't designed for them, which is the emotional starting position of most Gen Z players before they've even touched the controller. Previous GTAs asked you to inhabit a power fantasy. GTA 6 asked you to inhabit a relatable reality and then gives you the tools to fight back against it. That's a fundamentally different emotional proposition. A world built around how you think, around what you feel, but none of that matters if you're stuck playing GTA 5 while you wait. And if you've spent any time in GTA 5 this year, you already know the problem. That game is 12 years old, and the gap between what it can do and what GTA 6 is confirmed to deliver is bigger than most people realize. Here's the full comparison, side by side. GTA 5 came out in 2013. That's the same year the iPhone 5S launched, the same year Breaking Bad ended, over a decade ago. And yet right now, today millions of people are still logging into Los Santos every single week. That's not nostalgia. That's Rockstar holding the gaming world hostage because nothing has come close to replacing it. Until the 19th of November, 2026. Because GTA 6 isn't just a new city and a new story. It's a complete ground-up rebuild of everything GTA 5 could never do. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how different this game actually is. Here's what most people get wrong about GTA 6. They think it's gonna feel like GTA 5 with better graphics, new map, same game. And that's exactly what Rockstar wants casual fans to assume, because the moment you actually dig into what this game is doing under the hood, the gap between these two titles becomes almost embarrassing. We're not talking about prettier trees and a female protagonist. We're talking about NPC systems that didn't exist in gaming 5 years ago. A wanted system that actually uses CCTV footage and clothing descriptions to track you. A living world where your crimes trend on in-game social media in real time. GTA 5 had traffic cones that didn't move, and pedestrians who ran in circles. GTA 6 has NPCs with individual daily routines, personality-driven driving profiles, and 35,000 lines of unique dialogue. Traffic cones that didn't move versus 35,000 lines of unique dialogue. That's not a patch update, that's a completely different game. And nowhere is that difference more dramatic than the one system every GTA player has an opinion on: the police. In GTA 5, you could lose a 5-star wanted level by driving under a bridge and waiting 30 seconds. In GTA 6, that is never happening again. And here's exactly why. Here's how you lost a wanted level in GTA 5. Drive 2 blocks, find a gap between buildings, wait 20 seconds, stars gone, done. It didn't matter what you just did. It didn't matter how many witnesses saw it. It didn't matter what you were wearing or what car you were driving. 2 blocks and 20 seconds, every single time. GTA 6 just made that completely impossible, and the system Rockstar built to replace it is going to make you think twice before you even pull out a weapon. Here's what most people assume about the GTA 6 police system. They think it's GTA 5 with smarter cops. A bit harder to shake. Maybe the search radius is bigger. Same fundamental loop, just slightly more annoying. That assumption is going to get a lot of players absolutely destroyed on day one. Because GTA 6 doesn't just upgrade the police response, it rebuilds how the system identifies you in the first place. In GTA 5, the wanted system tracked your location. In GTA 6, it tracks your description. Your clothing, your vehicle color and plate, your face, your last known direction. Witnesses give full descriptions to law enforcement, and CCTV cameras placed across Vice City can pick you up independently, even after you've left the scene. You can escape the search zone. You cannot escape having been seen. And when we get to the 6-star system later in this video, specifically what happens when that 6-star triggers, and what Rockstar has confirmed comes with it, that's when you'll understand why the entire 6 approach to crime in GTA 6 has to be different. Because some of what's confirmed at the top of that wanted scale makes the military response in GTA 5 look like a parking ticket. To understand how big this upgrade is, you have to be honest about how broken GTA 5's wanted system actually was. 5 stars was the maximum. Military, tanks, helicopters, the full force of San Andreas law enforcement descending on one person. And you could shake it by driving under a bridge and waiting. The system tracked your dot on the map, not you as a person. The moment you broke line of sight and held still, the cops had no memory that you existed. There was no description, no APB, no witness statements. You were invisible the second the search radius expired. It made the entire wanted system feel like a minigame you'd already solved. Not a consequence, not a risk, just a brief interruption before you got back to whatever you were doing. GTA 6 treats it as a consequence, and the difference is massive. Here's the mechanic that changes everything. When a witness sees you commit a crime in GTA 6, they don't just call the police, they describe you. Your outfit, your vehicle make and color, your last known direction of travel. Law enforcement gets that description and they use it. Which means changing your clothes is now a legitimate tactical decision. Respraying your car is now a legitimate tactical decision. Switching vehicles entirely is now a legitimate tactical decision. In GTA 5, you never thought about what you were wearing during a heist because it was irrelevant. The cops didn't care if you showed up in a clown suit, they were tracking a dot. In GTA 6, you show up to a job in the same outfit you wore to the last one, and the system potentially flags you as a repeat offender with a criminal history attached to that description. Rockstar is building a wanted system with memory, and that changes how you plan every single crime before you commit it. A system with memory, that knows your description, that never forgets what you did. And if you think that's just a single player problem, wait until 32 players are loose inside that same city simultaneously. Because GTA 6 Online isn't just a better GTA Online. It might be the last multiplayer game an entire generation ever needs. Here's why. GTA Online launched in 2013. It was supposed to be a bonus mode, a side feature, something you played for a few weeks after finishing the story. 12 years later, it's still running, still generating hundreds of millions of dollars every year, still pulling in 180,000 concurrent players on Steam alone in early 2026. No other multiplayer game in history has done that. And Rockstar just built GTA 6 Online on top of everything they learned from 12 years of running the most financially successful multiplayer platform in gaming. So the question isn't whether GTA 6 Online is going to be good. The question is, what does every other multiplayer game do when this thing launches? Here's what the gaming community keeps getting wrong about GTA 6 Online. They compare it to GTA Online. They think about the grind, the shark cards, the modders ruining lobbies, the loading screens that took 10 minutes to drop you into an empty session. And they assume GTA 6 Online is just going to be that but shinier. But that comparison misses something fundamental. GTA Online was built on 2013 peer-to-peer networking, bolted onto a last-gen engine, and kept alive by a team that was essentially patching a 12-year-old foundation. Every update was fighting the original architecture. GTA 6 Online isn't an update, it's a ground-up rebuild, on a map potentially double the size, with NPC systems, physics, and world interactivity that didn't exist in gaming 5 years ago. Built by a studio that now has 12 years of data on exactly what keeps players inside the world and what drives them out. And when we get to the word systems section of this video, specifically how the living world of GTA 6 changes what multiplayer actually feels like, that's when the gap between this and every other online game becomes genuinely hard to argue against. To understand what GTA 6 Online could be, you have to understand what GTA Online actually became. Because nobody predicted it. In 2013, Rockstar's own projections didn't account for GTA Online running into 2026. It was a multiplayer mode attached to a single-player game. What it became was a persistent criminal universe that generated more revenue than most gaming studios produce in their entire lifetime. Heists, properties, businesses, motorcycles, clubs, a whole economy. Players didn't just log in to play a game. They logged in to run a business, maintain a crew, and build a character that existed in an ongoing world. That's not a multiplayer mode. That's a second life. And GTA 6 Online is being built with that understanding from day one, not discovered 12 years in. Quick pause because I want to know something before we go further. Right now, what's your main multiplayer game? The one you actually log into every week without thinking about it? Drop it in the comments. COD, Fortnite, FIFA, Warzone, whatever it is. Because by the end of this video, I want you to come back and tell me if you still think it survives GTA 6 Online. But here's where the conversation gets real. Because GTA 6 Online isn't just competing with GTA Online, it's competing with the entire multiplayer landscape. Fortnite has held the casual market for 7 years by constantly reinventing itself, new seasons, new collaborations, new mechanics every few months. COD has held the shooter audience with a new release almost every single year. FIFA now, EAFC prints money annually by selling the same product with updated rosters. These games survive because they keep the loop fresh. New content, new seasons, new reasons to come back. GTA 6 Online doesn't need a seasonal refresh. It has a living world underneath it that generates new situations organically, because the world itself is reactive, not just the content calendar. That's a fundamentally different proposition, and no other game on the market is built that way. Here's what makes GTA 6 Online different at its foundation, and it's not the graphics. It's the world systems running underneath the multiplayer. In GTA Online, the world was static. NPCs existed to be ignored or shot. The city was a backdrop for missions, not a living environment that reacted to what players were doing. GTA 6 Online exists inside a world where NPCs have daily routines, where crimes get filmed and posted to in-game social media, where the wanted system tracks you using CCTV footage and clothing descriptions, where 700 enterable interiors mean that every building in Vice City is a potential location for player-driven events. Now put 32 players or more inside that world simultaneously. Suddenly the city isn't a backdrop, it's a stage, and every session becomes its own emergent story that nobody scripted, nobody planned, and nobody could have predicted. That's what GTA Online accidentally became at its best moments. GTA 6 Online is engineering those moments deliberately. 6 topics, 1 game. And we still haven't covered half of what GTA 6 is actually doing. The banned features, the real Florida history behind Vice City, the lawyer who spent 20 years trying to destroy Rockstar, the games that tried to compete with GTA and ended up in the graveyard. All of that is coming on the channel, so we're going to keep breaking this game down, angle by angle, claim by claim, fact by fact.